What are your plans for the EuRoC?
And I mean, people say you go to EuRoC and they say it's a competition, but in actuality, it's just like, I don't know.
It's not a
It's just fun.
competition. Yeah, I think the official acronym is European Rocketry Challenge.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So,
I mean, it is challenging, but
yeah.
but it's good fun.
Yeah.
So I'm really optimistic, and I think we are on the rise. We're going to compete, as you say, in the S9 category. So we're going to be launching a commercial motor with a student developed vehicle going up to 9 kilometers, which is going to be fantastic. We hopefully will be going supersonic as well. So that's our Darwin III launch vehicle. Very, very similar to Darwin II, but with a couple of kind of minor changes. I think length, body diameter, fin structure, just in terms of, actually, no, it's really different now that I think about it.
I mean, yeah, the only thing that is similar is the inner diameter, the fuselage dimensions.
Yep.
Except for the length, which changed. Yeah.
It's going to look similar. It's all going to be like wound carbon fiber. It's going to be fantastic. It's really sleek. So it'll look similar to Darwin II. I don't know if you've seen the photos. I see you had some renders of Darwin I, but we can get you some of the Darwin II as well. Darwin III is going to be very similar. Internally, Avionics is going to be completely revamped. We've kind of started from the ground up because last year it was a bit of a shambles, unfortunately. Things just not go the way we wanted. We have our own kind of student developed recovery system as well. It's black powderless this year, which is really fantastic. There were a lot of issues with the black powder at EuRoC last year based on like the moisture content of the air and the humidity and stuff, and it was a nightmare. Software-wise, pretty similar. However, we do have a new ground station that we're going to be implementing this year, which is going to be really fantastic. And then obviously there's our payload, which is leaps and bounds ahead of what we had last year. The payload is a scientific experiment. In fact, it's 2 this year. We have a muon detector experiment and a slosh experiment to see how microgravity affects liquids. It's kind of similar to what SpaceX do, where they put the camera inside their fuel tank. So very cool stuff. We have a team of predominantly physicists working on that with a couple of engineers in there to assist them with like the implementation. So it's going to be really exciting. Darwin III is going to be a step up in terms of technical capability for us. But it'll look similar. So I guess that's the gist of it. But in terms of our like main competitors, predominantly the British teams, that's kind of,
it's like a friendly rivalry, hopefully.
Yeah, competitors is maybe not the right word, challenges, perhaps. But teams like Cransheads, Bath, Imperial for sure. I think Imperial mostly, to be honest. They're on a similar kind of ranking to us as a university, and we just want to see how they go. But it's all fun and games. We love to see them there. We know they're just around the corner south of the border. Our favorite teams, there were a couple of teams last year who were really, really helpful. Can't remember their name. I think EPFL helped us out quite a lot. Please don't quote me on this. I might be remembering wrong. You'd have to chat to our technical lead Alberto about that.
There's just too many teams that were so.
Was there an Italian team there last year?
Maybe.
Can't
Possibly.
remember. I think so, but yeah, they were very helpful for us. Sorry, I missed. In terms of why we're competing in the 9-kilometer category, we want to go supersonic. It's very cool. The kind of data that we can get from that is also very useful, especially for like a muon detector. It's very different, the results you get kind of at sea level, even up to 3 kilometers. 9 kilometers is vastly different, so that'll be super interesting. And it's also just more technologically difficult. It's a challenge. That's why we want to push the boundaries. So that's kind of the gist of why we're doing that. And then in terms of how we prepared for this year, we just went to EuRoC last year and learned from that. It was a big step up for us. It was our first competition where we were planning to launch. We had no experience in terms of what to expect from like the challenges, logistics, what it actually meant to launch a rocket. So I think what we've learned from that is infinitely valuable. And we've come and implemented that this year. So Yeah.
In terms of like structure wise, I think for like only for structures, because avionics, recovery, payload, they're all doing really cool stuff. But structures, I think this year we really want to lay like a solid foundation of like how the structure should be laid out, how the loads should transfer between like different components, so that next year we can maybe I don't even know, like try different stages, try separation, like deployable payloads. So lay the foundation right this year for structures, and then next year we can do even more cool stuff. That's basically the idea for this year's EuRoC.
Yep. And to launch. Finally.
Yep. Hopefully no clouds this time.
I don't know if you heard maybe from some of the other teams that you've spoken to, but when we went to EuRoC last year, we had some technical difficulties in our first launch window, which I think was on the Friday or the Saturday. And they were very nice. We had some technical difficulties on our first day that we had a premature ejection of the recovery system, but they were very kind. They gave us an opportunity to launch again, and we were all ready to go. And it had been an absolutely beautiful week, sunshine, glorious, whatever. And then on the day that we were supposed to launch, we had clouds in the sky. It was so disappointing, because obviously if you're launching to 9 kilometers, you're going above the cloud line, and that becomes quite dangerous. So if we'd been launching a 3K rocket, it would have been fine. So yeah, we really want to launch this year.
Do you want to join other rocket competitions?
Yeah, I mean, well, we initially started out as team that was aiming for Space for America Cup. So we did get accepted to the 2019 Space for America Cup, but obviously it was canceled because of COVID, the worldwide pandemic. And then the year after, I think it was, time blurs kind of all together. But when they first started the discussion of, starting EuRoC as like a European rocketry competition, like we're a part of that conversation. I say we were a part of that conversation. We were in the Slack channel when they were talking about that. So we were ish. But yeah, we didn't have a rocket that we could participate with, because I don't think we had a chance to manufacture our rocket. Okay, so this was right after. This was in the autumn of 2019. Yeah, so we didn't have a chance to manufacture a rocket, so we didn't get a chance to go to EuRoC or Space for America Cup, and then the year after we went to EuRoC, and now here we are. I think Space for America Cup right now isn't on our list of places to go, just because it is literally across like a massive ocean. It is exponentially more expensive and difficult to get to, and like all the logistics and things like that, they're a lot more complicated. So right now we can't really afford to go in all sense of what it takes to go to a competition. But yeah, someday in maybe like in a couple of years, maybe it'll be very cool to do both EuRoC and SAC if we can, if we can afford to build two rockets in the span of 1 year. But obviously
or reuse.
Reuse.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
That is very true. Yeah. So that's the plan, hopefully. And then, I mean, obviously, you go to a different competition, you meet different people, and Space for America Cup is massive. Like they have like over 100 teams participating, if I'm not mistaken. So, you meet people from all around the world, and it is pretty cool. Yeah. And they also have like a really solid industry engagement event, I think, as well. So that'll be good to go as well, even though the non-Americans can't really benefit from that. But it's still good to speak to people and see what the aerospace industry is like. Competitions are basically what defines the Darwin team timeline, and it's basically what the design specification is. So if we're doing 9K solid COTS motor, then we need to design the structure to be able to withstand the 9 kilometer enabling thrust. I don't even know how to say that properly, but yeah. And then avionics, you need to account for the range, communicate, all that jazz. So yeah, the competitions are basically what defines the Darwin team, I guess.
And it's where we get our funding as well.
Very true. Very true. Yeah.
The university likes to see us actually going out and competing and getting exposure, and so they pay.
Yeah. University of Edinburgh. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So one day, yes, but not right now. No. That's the short answer to this question, I guess. Yeah.